Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho. Ignore my awkward driving in this very awkward vehicle. Anyways, welcome to another video involving DayZ Origins. Now, I'm not too sure how useful this video will be, but this video will basically show you guys how to loot the city of Martin, or the barracks of Martin specifically, very efficiently without much hassle or much problem. Now, first things you'll need is a vehicle, obviously. Preferably a ground-based vehicle, like a car or something. It's easier for a car, and I'll explain that later. And then what else you need is basically yourself and a silenced weapon. Having that silenced weapon is key in this entire endeavor. So let me just show you guys how you can go about doing this. So as you can see, I've got a mini Uzi silence. I've only got one round of this, or one magazine of this, so I've got to choose my targets wisely, or pick my shots. There's one. There's two. Alright. So, let's go in here. Looks like no one's been here, which is good. Normally these doors would be closed, but because there were zombies inside, because zombies spawn inside all the time, looks like they automatically open these doors. Now let's go ahead and check. There's loot inside. This first barracks usually doesn't have anything. Sometimes they do, but with the newest 7.6 patch, the first such barracks like this really doesn't have anything of value. Do be careful when you come into these barracks, especially the first one. They almost always have zombies like spawn instead of loot. So you need to be careful of that. And take out these guys. There we go. Go ahead and open this. Open up all these doors as well. Checking to see if anything of value is inside. Just antibiotics. Hey, what do you know? M40A3. This is awesome. So now we've got ourselves a very good sniper rifle. Fits too because I'm in a ghillie. Whoops, missed that shot. There we go. Headshots are obviously extremely important, as you guys probably know if you play DayZ at all. I've only got 12 rounds, and this is my only silenced weapon. I do have APS silenced magazines, but I don't actually have an APS. I was hoping I could find one before I came here, but obviously we know how that ended up. So we've found some ammo. Might as well take it. These are silenced rounds too. God damn it. I derped and forgot to put away my fuel can. That can be rectified easily. Alright, so we've already looted these barracks, nothing else of value. All we really found was an M40A3, but still, that's a really good pull. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Then now there should be zombies spawning out of the first barracks again. And one more. Got to pick my targets carefully because I'm actually running at 20 frames. Usually if I'm not recording, I get around 40 frames or so, which is a lot better. But, I mean, DayZ is horribly optimized, so nothing we can really do about that. So, as you can see, no real zombie threats alerted, and I managed to get away from the barracks, and I've got myself a brand new M40A3. Let's go ahead and put away everything that I don't need first. So yeah, fine and dandy. Now, let me explain my course of action of what I just did. Oh, and of course, where's the driver's seat for this thing? Show me the driver's seat. Alright, good. And we shall drive away. Now, as I'm driving away, let me explain my method of what I just did. So, like I said, you need to have a ground-based vehicle. You can bring a chopper, except I highly recommend you bring the Praga. In other words, the small ghetto chopper, not the military ones. And the reason for that is because the trick is that you don't actually land inside or park inside the barracks as most people are prone to do. You actually park where I parked just now, right outside. I almost crashed into that doodad. Reason for that is because... Do I hear choppers? No, I don't. Just my car. So, reason for that is because if you park inside and you find something good and you want to put it away, that means that you have to basically go out in the middle of the freaking barracks where you're probably going to aggro a lot of zombies, and you don't want that. The trick is here in my method of looting Martin effectively is to not raise any zombie alerts. Don't aggro any of the zombies and you should be Gucci. That's why I parked it outside, so that it's easily accessible, because all you need to do when you're getting out of the barracks is just basically, I guess, hall hop, barracks hop, for lack of a better term, and then you kind of hug the wall and then you're out, basically. And most of the time you shouldn't be able to raise any zombie threats or alert any zombies to your position when you do this. So as you can see, I'm parking right outside, not inside, but right outside. This is why I say if you want to bring a chopper here, because you're too far away from Martin for whatever reason, it's best if you bring the Praga, because the Praga can land here easily, not so much military chopper for obvious reasons. Now, why a silenced weapon? Well, obviously you don't want to raise any zombie threats, so, you know, if you have a silenced weapon, mini Uzi, any silenced weapon will do. I mean, you can even come in with an APS SD or Makarov SD if you even have one. I've never found one myself, but any silenced weapon will do. I recommend bringing around 3 to 6 magazines. You can technically come up with just one, but the thing is that you're gonna have to use a trick that I'll describe later. So assuming you do have a silenced weapon, you know, you go over here, you use your silenced weapon, and then when you first come along here, as you can see, there are zombies already spawning here. Let's see if we can go up further up this hill and have a good overview of the entire barracks. So if you guys pay attention to how I first ran the gauntlet, so to speak, let's just run here. I don't think any zombies will attract us. So yeah, we have a clear view of the inside barracks, well, a little bit anyway. The first hall, or the first barracks building right there, in Martin there are 3 such barracks that spawn loot. The ones on the left, one on the in the middle, and one on the very right. Those are the 3. When you first come in through the main entrance, as you can see, there are a bunch of zombies first spawning out of the first hall. I guess I'll call it. Anywhere from 2 to 6 zombies can initially spawn and walk out like that, and you need to be careful of this. What you guys probably saw me do is I walked in and I went in between the wall and that office building, whatever that's called, in between there, and I kind of peeked out and I took out all the zombies with headshots. That's something that will always be there. It's kind of like a prominent feature of this kind of method of looting Martin. There will always be zombies that will walk out of the first building, and once you take them all out, you are cleared to go inside the building. Now, after you go inside the first building, there's about a 75% chance or an 80% chance, I'm just making up these numbers right now, but I feel like those are the percentages that this first hall here will contain zombies as part of their quote-unquote loot. So try to have your sound up pretty high, and so that you can kind of sound horror if zombies are inside, because usually they'll groan or they'll, you know, make zombie noises and whatnot if you approach. So that's a good way of knowing, you know, whether or not there are zombies inside the actual hall itself. So just be careful of that. Also, one thing to note is that the first hall, like I said, usually doesn't contain a lot of loot. So just be careful of that. Now, the second hall, once you come out of the first hall, you've looted everything, you killed all the zombies inside, and you start coming out. One very important thing about this method is you always need to be crouching. Always crouch. Never run. Never stand up straight and walk. Always crouch. So after you come out of the first hall, don't start walking out immediately. Stay on that little podium right in front of the door, and then look around you. If there are any zombies in front of the first hall, or just wandering around in the middle, like around this general area, take them down, because as you're walking through to the second hall, they will aggro onto you and they'll chase you inside. So it's better just to have clear shots on them while they're not aggroed on you, and just stand out there and then take them down from there. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and just walk across straight from the first hall into the second hall, and you can walk into just open the door if no one's there before, and just start looting the second hall. The second hall and the third hall are the the two buildings in Martin that have the best loot as of the 7.6 patch, or in any case, as of my experience. Do I hear the choppers? Yeah, I hear the choppers. They must be passing by. Hopefully they don't see me. They should be able to see me in the middle of the forest. And plus I have a ghillie suit. Anyways, so yeah, the second hall and the third hall are the two halls that have the best loot here in the Martin Barracks. Once you go inside, there may be zombies that do spawn inside the second and third halls, but the middle hall structure is the one that has the least amount of chance that they'll spawn zombies as actual loot. So you can be rest assured of that, as that's just what I've noticed in my Martin lootings as of the 7.6 patch. So as you go in, just do your thing. Loot all the building, the rooms inside. Find anything of use. As you guys saw just now, I got an M48-3. I got very lucky in finding that. I think it's like barely a 3% chance, maybe even less, perhaps. So yeah, I got pretty lucky there. After you've looted that, just rinse and repeat. Stay on that podium and just shoot any zombies that will come outside. One of the biggest zombie spawns in the Martin Barracks, just including the or as opposed to the first hall. The first hall zombie spawn spawns a lot of zombies at once. The next big zombie spawn point is inside that inaccessible building right there, the one I'm pointing at right now with my crosshairs. Inside there, zombies will actually spawn inside, and they'll just glitch walk, they'll just no clip right through, and that's one of the biggest zombie spawns there. Every time you hop from one hall to the other, there will always be a batch of 3 to 6 zombies that will spawn inside that building right there, and they'll just start no clipping through, and then they'll just start ambly walking out around the Martin Barracks area. So once you start approaching that building right there from the second hall to the third hall, you need to be careful of those zombies right there. Zombies will not spawn in the first hall if you're walking from the first hall to the second hall to the third hall. Once you come from the third hall over to the first hall to get back to your car, which is probably right outside here, that's when you need to be careful of zombies spawning not only behind you in that building that I just mentioned over there, but also the building over here, the first one right here. Excuse me, I gotta quickly take a drink. There we go. So yeah, that's what you need to be careful of right there when you're coming out of the third hall. So yeah, like I said, second and third halls have the best loot as of the 7.6 patch in Martin Barracks. You can see these zombies. As you guys can see, these zombies are just walking all over the place. If you don't take them down with silenced weapons, you're definitely gonna aggro them. And in this barracks specifically, I've found that even if you're crouching, a zombie all the way there can still hear you walking around if you're coming back to this corner, for example. So it's best. Has one of the zombies aggroed me? Yes, it seemed like they have. Time to take him down. My shot's not very good, especially with a frame rate like this. Oh, that's a hit. That's a headshot. Good. So once you've looted the third hall and you're coming outside, like I said, make sure to take down, try to sound whore any zombies that are coming out of that inaccessible building right there. And then once you've done so, just sweep the area, make sure no zombies are just wandering around that they could probably hear you and chase after you. One thing to note is that if at any point in time zombies do hear you for whatever reason, just walk inside and zombies will start walking. They can't actually chase you inside. You have plenty of time to take them down. When you're in the third building, also do note that if you're in the third building, no, I can't shoot him. Once you're in the third building, you can actually aggro the zombies that are inside the inaccessible hall. So just be careful of that. Gotta take them out. So yeah, once you've done that, when you start walking from the third hall to the first hall, like I said, hall hop, go from the third to the second. Once you approach the second hall, the batch of zombies from the first hall will start respawning again, and you should wait here and then wait for the zombies to just start walking out, so you guys know exactly how many zombies are going to be walking out, so you guys can aim your shots properly and count how many bullets you need to use on them. And once you've taken them all out, it's pretty much safe clearing from there. Just walk from the second hall to the first hall, all straight towards the wall, perpendicular to the wall, and then once you're at the wall, just, walk along the wall side, and then just walk out the main entrance and to your vehicle, which is presumably going to be around here somewhere. So yeah, this should be safe for you until that point. Hope you guys find a lot of good loot. Now, as for ending notes, there are a couple. Like I guess you could say tips, tricks that I've used in order to help me even more. So now, if you've got a silenced weapon, you don't have a lot of ammo. What you can do is, as you can see, I've only got 5 rounds in my magazine, and that's the only magazine I have. What you can do is, because of DayZ's terrible coding, if you were to exit, if you were to abort your current session, just abort and you go back to the player initialization screen, and if you just click OK to relog back into the game right away, then when you spawn in, all the ammo in your current magazine should go back to max. So that's why I say it's technically possible with just one magazine. If you log out and you come back in, I don't know if it's called combat logging or not. I'm not really familiar with the term. So just hopefully I don't catch flack for that, for suggesting something that's not very good. But this is what it's worked for me. If you do that, then all of your ammunition in all of your magazines, even if you go down to 1 bullet, as long as you have at least 1 bullet in all of your magazines, if you log out and log back in again, it should reset back to full capacity. So that's one useful way of conserving ammunition, especially if you don't find any more in these barracks right here. So just walk up to these fours, lay down, crouch, something like that, log out and log back in, and you should have all your ammo back. If it doesn't work for you, then I'm not too sure what to say. This has worked for me in all the servers that I've been to thus far, all the Origins servers anyway. It may be different for other mods, but for Origins, it does work. Now, the final trick that I have for you guys is, once you've done 1 cycle of Martin looting, what I suggest you guys do is, if you're still down to do some more Martin lootings, what you can do is you can hop into your vehicle, just store everything inside, and then just drive out of Martin Barracks and drive out at least 500 meters. I've tried 300 meters. It hasn't worked as well as driving out 500, 600 meters in my opinion, or in my experience. So the reason for that is because if you drive out of the barracks and drive back in again at the distance that I've recommended, what it'll do, it'll respawn the loot. It'll respawn the loot, whatever. In any case, it'll reset all the loot in the barracks, and then once you come back inside, it should have new loot for you. Now, because the percentage of finding actual good loot, like the M4A3 that I just found, is extremely low, you're gonna need to have multiple cycles of barracks looting in order to find something like worthwhilely good, if that's even a word. So do have a lot of patience. This method is basically reliant on stealth and how well you can navigate Martin Barracks without aggroing any of the zombies. Remember, the one moral of this method is that if you aggro 1 zombie, well, you're in for a big surprise. And if you don't have a suppressed weapon, then just don't even think about this method. You need a suppressed weapon. If you go in guns blazing, all the zombies will hear you, and all the zombies will start respawning on your ass, and they'll all start converging on you, and chances are they're probably going to mob you and kill you. So you need a silenced weapon, because if you use a silenced weapon, obviously other zombies won't be able to hear your shot, and they won't, aggro on you as easily. So yeah. Like I said, last tip, drive out at least 500 meters. I usually like to drive along this road, drive back out into the main road, and then drive down 500 meters and then come back. That's usually what's worked for me. And so yeah, this may not be the best way of looting Martin, but it's what I found to be best or most efficient. This way, obviously, you guys saw me kill a whole bunch of zombies. I think I went from like 52 to 70 just now, and my humanity points rose from like 800 or 8,000 all the way up to 8,300. So this is obviously a really good way of gaining humanity points if you are a hero, and if you're a bandit, then not really too sure what to say. Maybe this won't work for you as well, because obviously you're a bandit. But if you're a hero, this will definitely work in your favor. And you can come in here with two or more people. It's best if you work solo, but it's definitely constantly saying the word definitely, a good tactic if you bring along another friend, a buddy of yours. Maybe if you're a bandit and you have a hero friend, the hero friend can give you covering fire. He can take out all the zombies with a suppressed weapon, and you can go in and loot all the barracks and take turns doing that, whatnot, or what have you. So yeah, that's my tutorial for looting the Martin Barracks as of the 1.7.6 patch. I know that a lot of people had trouble. Well, before the 7.6 patch, I know that Martin's has always been a very popular spot to find like really good military loot. Like these barracks will give you some of the best gear in the game, other than chopper crash sites, obviously. So with the new patch that have the annoying ass zombie infinite spawns, as I like to call them, it's really hard to go about looting these barracks, and no one really comes here anymore because entering here with guns with the unsuppressed weapons just asking for to be mobbed, gang raped by all these zombies you see walking around. So this is a very good method, in my opinion, of safely and efficiently looting barracks. This, like I said, to recap, this really only works for heroes, because obviously you're going to be killing a lot of zombies, and if you kill zombies you gain humanity points. So yeah, just be warned, if you're a bandit, you may want to bring along a hero friend so that he can take out the zombies for you. And yeah, just follow all the instructions that I've given you, and you should be good to go. And hopefully you guys find a lot of good stuff here in the Martin Barracks. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.